Hi guys, Dallas here. Hey, I've been teasing you a while about studying color and doing a little bit of color theory and color graphing. So today I'm finally going to show you this new one that I've sort of contrived here. What I have done is I have taken basic colors that I'm curious about because these are new tube colors to me. I have first penciled in my lines, leaving a tile for my French name, a tile for my English name at the top, and then nice straight lines in between. This is a hard pencil that I've used today because I don't like having the extra graphite hanging around on the paper liable to smear. Then I've gone in with a nice fine pigment liner, as some of you have been using in the Fistule Club. It's nice because when you wash water over it, it doesn't bleed. Then, once you've gotten your pen lines in, take your nice plastic eraser or anything that does the job for you. And I like to go over it and get all of those extra graphite marks off. And then today, we're going to be testing, really in the next video, a round brush and a pentel brush and what you can do, different ways you can do this, because I know some of you have different tools. And this is just one idea I had for saving paint. And I'm sure other people have done it too. What I have here is a permanent carmine. Winsor & Newton, professional grade, are most of these. A warm red lake, that guy. My new gamboge, which will be my warm yellow. And this that I purchased thinking it was closer to this, but I'm glad I tested it. This is the quinacridone gold. This would be my cool yellow that I just got. Something cooler than cadmium, which really technically is a warm. So this is technically a cool yellow. And Viridian, also known as Vert, is this. And then a nice cobalt here that my toddler squished, of course. So the last thing here I want to show you is I have done a half wash, I call it, because I've taken this and I've basically diluted it down to half this by just adding more and more water. So this is a very light value of this very same color. And as you go all the way down here with these, same story. This also is kind of showing you the different properties of these colors. Permanent carmine is a very staining color, so I had to add a ton of water to get it down to this really light value. And same with something like an ultramarine blue. The particles in it are very tiny, so the more water you put into it, it's going to give you a much larger value range. And so this is different from what I will show you in this column here. Will be mixing Chinese white into our medium to see what happens with that. Okay, so let's get going on this. What I want to show you is first with the pentel. What I've done is just one wash of all these colors in their downward column. I have put the red lake here on top of this gamboge. And so now I'm going to go down to where the viridian, meets the gamboge. What I want to do before I lay on this color is make sure my brush is clean. And with this brush, you just squeeze as you brush it across. Whoops, not too much. I'm just trying to redissolve this layer of paint a little bit. And then I want to go back in with a nice wash of this viridian on top to give me an idea of what color that will make. So it will look different if you're mixing it on your palette and then applying it in one wash. But like I said, this is a really nice way to not use up a lot of paint doing this. Okay, so don't overdo this. I'm just lightly going over the surface, and it will sort of mix and mingle here over the next minute. There's also so many ways you can do this too. If you're curious about color hues and you want to kill two birds with one stone, you could do a very saturated lake there and add water as you go down, and then account for that as you're reading this graph later. Okay, now I'm going to go in and do the same thing with the same tool with the cobalt on top of this gamboge. Same thing, I'm just wetting that surface. What you don't want to do is rub your paper too much and make it gritty. So they're not going to perfectly match up, and that's okay. That's actually probably a good reminder that you have it in 2 layers. Okay, now if we wanted to do something like the Scarlet Lake over in the Viridian, I'll show you with the round brush. Same idea, you're just not squeezing water out of the reservoir. So Scarlet Lake, wipe a nice area of water over that Viridian. Of course, wash your brush out in between. So I want the red lake to go on top of that. Okay. That gives you a fairly saturated purple, mauve, whatever you want to call that. Okay, and then go on down the line. That's how you're going to do it, and that's how you're going to do it without mixing up too much paint here on your palette. Now, the last thing I wanted to show you is mixing Chinese white with your pure watercolor. I think I'll do it with this red lake here, since I already have it. So here's my red lake. It's a transparent, standard watercolor. I'm going to wash my brush out, especially as I go into this Chinese white. Okay. So here's what I get. Of course, the more pigment of the red you add in, the redder it becomes. But I'm going to lay this down. It's the red lake, so I'll put it here. See the difference here? Let's do it with the cobalt. What happened? Okay. So you're just going to go, and this is how you're going to find out about your colors, get acquainted. And if you have any questions, let me know. Let me know what you come up with. You come up with something different. I'd be excited to see. All right. We'll see you later, guys.